showtime!
Got a little bit of gasoline.
I'm saying like,
She make it like
she's gonna accept you, right? She's gonna keep, right? She's gonna keep it like, what the fuck happened, right? We were body rocking the weekend now we, you know what I'm saying? Now we done.
But you really
Body rock last week.
You really only supposed to use those for like once when you're smutting, you know.
Exactly.
Like,
See,
like
I know.
You don't give wifeys. You don't see wifey material. You don't do that.
Ain't that who you supposed to give it to though? That's backwards.
Special occasions because look,
that's where you wrong, Dion.
What?
See, y'all married. It's different. See, me, I was doing it because of PTSD. I had a traumatic experience where I had a habit of when I get like a real fine woman, like damn, like out the park, I get too excited in my head. So I had an experience where I bagged this. Look, I had this experience with this. No. This is why I went to the Rhino because I had the plan. Because she came over and everything, and I was too excited, and I was like, I was noodle. I couldn't, the hydraulics wouldn't pump, the car wouldn't run.
See, Chris, OG would tell you were supposed to turn off.
I don't like that y'all. No, I think we got to go back to the wifey thing. Why would you not want to give your wifey the best? That's like, why are you gonna give her the body rock, but you're gonna give the smut bucket the body rock? Why would you not want to give the wife the best? That doesn't make sense.
Everybody can get the Rhino over here.
Dion, I'm gonna tell you, Dion, you got game. You see what I'm saying?
It don't make sense.
These niggas doing it wrong. You supposed to you use that shit at home so that when
it give the smut bucket the quick shit.
If you decide to do something, you'll get plenty of leeway. Because you know you're throwing the good meat at the house.
You know you right. So you give the smut bucket whatever. How you gonna dress your shit up to the smut bucket but not the wife? That doesn't make sense.
I could only speak for myself. We lay plenty of good meat at home. I ain't got that problem, my guy. What I'm trying to tell you is that that's not something you do with wifey because you know where your wifey's at. Like, I know exactly how to get my lady right. Like,
that's not what I'm saying. You use it at home.
To be there 8 hours.
You gotta give the wife the body
at home.
You want the
you use it at home to enhance the experience because if you keep doing the same thing with the person at home, it becomes stale after a long time. So you might pop a blue boy in there then at home to up the level at the house. That's what I'm saying.
Well, that's coming from married perspectives. I'm just saying.
Everybody's different, man.
That's when you look at it. When you look at it like this, you be like, "Oh, I got some for your ass tonight."
Oh, it's time. It's going down.
Look, in order to bag the smut bucket,
spice it up in your own crib. Like it's timing.
That's true. That's true.
You know, you run up in the laundry room, you shut the door.
Yeah, that's true.
You hold in the basket, like you know what time it is. Like you got to be able to, you know, like that's different. That's different. Yeah,
I just feel like
that's you married people. See, person like me, you got to take the Rhino with the smug bucket to eventually to snap her, so you know she can become a wife eventually. That's how you get her. You trick her with the smug, you know, with the Rhino shit. You know, first impressions they matter. First impressions matter. First impressions matter.
Hey, listen. Let's keep it 100, Dion. Let's keep it 100. Women fucking trick us all the time. A bunch of fucking makeup, a bunch of shit on, high heels, poking it out, all that shit.
Well, what does that mean?
It means that everybody do a little something. Men don't
right, but that's my point. That's exactly my point.
We gotta be just us. But my point is that as long as a woman's putting on a bunch of makeup and getting herself all done to come out and see a guy, it's fair game. Is my point.
Yeah, but you're taking it wrong. Nobody's saying that it's bad. Nobody's saying that it's wrong. What I'm telling you is, if it's such a good thing and it's giving you the whole situation where you're taking it to the next level, the scallywag not supposed to get that. That's the steak dinner for home. That's what I'm telling you.
No, See, no, do you know what I'm trying to?
The
No.
wife wants the body rock.
Go,
that's what the wife wants.
When you give bait to the fish you want to catch, the fish you already caught.
So you leave the fish that you got at home on stuff.
No, I guess what he's saying is the fish in your tank, you get that motherfucker food flakes.
The scraps.
But the fish you catch in the motherfucking ocean, you might have to use some cut bait.
Right, but why?
Exactly.
If I'm in the tank, why I want scraps? I don't want the scraps. I want the nice fresh bait. That's
listen. See, you can get the fresh bait. See, don't get it twisted. Women at home get the fresh bait. It's just not going to be a double feature. You know what I'm saying?
So why the fuck you can't get the double feature?
Snippet of greatness. You know
that's crazy. But why can't she get the double feature? That's what you're supposed to spend the extra time.
Because listen,
concerning.
Here's how I look at it. Here's how I look at it, and I'm gonna keep it 1,000. I hope everybody is sweet. You gotta I do enough. I get my. Your whole job is you want to make her climax. After that, it's guilty. What I'm gonna keep going for 7 hours? What I look like over? I did it already. Once I can make that happen, job is done. You did the job. Who keeps working? What's the point? I don't get it. I get it once in a while. You want to make it special, but on a regular, nah, man. You do what you got to do. You good? All right.
Let's let y'all know if y'all happen to need any of those special occasion holler at your boy. I'm your plug. All right.
The feds is watching. I'll meet you up after this, but the feds is watching.
www.revnogood.com. I
guess this is Friday. Male enhancement was a perfect topic to fucking start with. What's going on? I'm about to go get me a ride up here right after this motherfucker. I got a special date going on.
I don't even know
it's Friday. What's going on? You with the Arrogant Underdog podcast? You got Dion the MVP. You got Hollywood Vic. You got Aaron, aka Reverend No Good, and myself, Chris D.
Hold on. I haven't been able to talk to y'all since Father's Day. I wanted, we make a lot of jokes on this show, so I just wanted to show you my Father's Day gift.
Whole lot of jokes. This nigga got some Crocs. Yeah, he got some custom made Crocs. Hell no. So you was eating gummy worms.
Now I will say this is the very first time ever in my life worn a pair of Crocs.
And
whoever said whoever said these shits were uncomfortable is a motherfucking lie. This is the most Chris, you might not understand this. You might not understand this, Chris.
This is embarrassing.
Because you like to call us old because we over 40, but when you get over 40, you need your motherfucking feet to be comfortable. Fuck that. And these shits right here.
Drop some Crocs, some custom-made Crocs. Yes, you're old. Golf clap for your old ass.
They are comfortable. I ain't gonna front.
And one week, Eric had an iced coffee. He slurped up a gummy worm.
I'm trying to figure out what's going on with my guy here.
I'm getting older, Chris. That's all. I'm getting older, dog. That's all.
What's up?
You getting older?
Within an hour. All within an hour.
All within an hour.
All within an hour.
You check like 5 boxes in about an hour.
Glad to be here, though, people. Glad to be here.
Yeah. How y'all been? How was your week? Everybody good?
Everybody's wonderful. I know we got something interesting to talk about tonight, don't we?
Well, today, Chauvin got sentenced to 22 years in prison, 22 and a half years in prison. Some people are happy. Some people are mad. Some people think it's just about right. I didn't think he was going to get that much, to be honest. So, I don't know. Do y'all think it's justice served? It's fair? He need more?
I think there's so it's like a line, right, that I think we're going through. It should be 100 years, like, if you really think about it. Like, he should never be able to come home again, what he did in public. And then there's like, but what's reality, what's precedent, and all of that stuff. So there's an emotional response is what you get from people, and that's everyone on the internet angry. And then there's the practical cynical response is like, you know, shit. We thought his ass was walking. 22 years, it sets a new. It's like a new world record, right? It's a new high. And then if this shit keeps happening, it sets precedent because now it can happen. So it was important, and that's what people don't look at, right? It sets a precedent because now there's precedent. Now if it happens again, well, this, and that's how law works. Use case, they go back and it's never happened. It's unprecedented. And that's how attorneys get off on a bunch of shit. Now this is precedent. This is very bad news for cops that are fucking doing fuck shit in the streets.
I don't know about very bad.
No, I think the thing that hurt him was because it was videoed and the way he did it. I don't think that.
Yeah. You're right.
I don't think it created a precedent. But
listen, let me add one thing. And let's be fucking clear. If it wasn't on video, he wouldn't have got 22 years.
No, he would have got probation. But
even
if it
wasn't on video,
even with it being on video, even with the huge, I guess some people said it was world-changing event. Even with all that, he got 10 years in a biscuit. I mean, of course, it looks good on paper. 22 years. He's not going to do 22 years. We know he's not going to do that. He's going to do about maximum 15 years.
What is their state law? Like different states have different laws. So,
I think he's got to do 15.
Oh, okay. So he has to do.
I think that probably moving forward that they should probably vote to make some changes. That anytime that a police officer is charged with murder, manslaughter, or whatever the case is, negligent homicide, I think that it should be a federal case, so that in instances like what Chris was saying, because I agree with him. Chris, I think it's going to be less than that. I think he'll do maybe 9 to 10 years.
Yeah, I don't even. Yeah, same here.
Why do you guys think that?
I don't think
if there was a federal case, he was sentenced to.
I don't think he'll do 9.
But why do you think so? Because
if it was a federal case, then he would at least have to do 21 of those years.
He has to do 80%. If it's fed, you got to do 80% of your time.
That's what would that be about 20 years of? If it was 22 and a half, it'll be somewhere around that. 18 years. 18 or so. He'd have been fucked. He'd have been fucked for a long time. So that's why I would be an advocate for making crimes like that federal crimes instead of state crimes, because like Dion was saying, based on the state you're in, based on their parole statutes, some of these people can get a 30-year sentence and be out in 7 to 8 years.
Bro,
depending on what their state law.
He would have preferred it. He would have it depends on the sentencing, but Fed time is good time compared to state time.
But
so jails are built differently. Even in PC, he could get touched. PC ain't what it used to be. Shit is different.
He's sentenced under Minnesota law, which says that he will have to serve at least 2/3 of his sentence, which is 15 years. So he has to do 15 years, and he'll be eligible for. He can only do supervised release for the remaining 7 and a half.
He's got to do 15.
He's doing 15 years. He's doing it in PC. And that's whatever. I mean, I understand.
Well, the judge did give him more than the guideline, because the guideline was 10 to 15 years for that crime.
But they had to give him something, because he should have got murder in the first degree. He should have got executed. That's what he should have got.
I mean, the thing about murder in the first degree, he would have had to.
Look, white supremacy is powerful. We all know it's powerful. So I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't do the full 15. But I know people are excited, and some people have been telling me, it's baby steps, but.
Well, the only way
it's 2021
is if somewhere in his sentence he gets some sort of appeal, his sentence is overturned, or his sentence is reduced.
He's going to appeal.
But if he wins, he'd have to obviously win. But he'd have to win in order for them to change his sentence. But as long as he has the 22.5-year sentence, he will do at least 15.
His ass is doing 15.
Surrounded by cops. He's a white cop that killed a black guy. So they're going to be sneaking him extra cornbread. He's going to get extra free time. He's going to be in PC. So he's going to be reading books for the next 15 years. He's going to be perfectly okay, and he's going to have a life afterwards.
What was that
motherfucker could be dead in 2 years.
What was the official conviction charge?
It was, let's see, because I want to say it was 2nd-degree murder. But I could be wrong. I'd have to find it. The judge did say that the reason that he sentenced him for longer than the guideline was basically because he abused his power and fell outside of the guidelines of third-degree murder or second-degree manslaughter. So I believe that's what his sentence was. Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's not. Some people gonna say it's justice, some not, but that's definitely not justice to me. He deserved a lot more, and it was fucked up from the beginning with the sentences and everything.
That was my initial reaction too.
Yeah.
But I wonder though, because I don't know that they could have given him more. I think like Vic just said, I don't know that he could have given him more than 22 and a half because of state guidelines and precedent and stuff like that. Like I don't think he could have just slapped 30 or 40 on him.
Maybe they just gotta hang a motherfucker in public to get 30.
They
gotta hang us to the street.
Give them to the black people. Give them to us.
Hang people in the street. Yeah. So I do understand that sentiment. That shit was execution, man. He executed that guy.
Yeah. That's probably. I think that's the only reason that he got so many years.
I mean, if you think about it, if I do that shit, right? If one of us do that shit, we getting 40.
Yeah, easy. That's fact. Easy.
We'll never see. So he is protected. This is why the truth of the matter is they need to remove immunity. If they remove immunity, they could try him as a civilian. You know, so removing immunity is you cross the threshold, and the whole immunity thing means that you are acting outside of your professional self. So, for instance, if you're a postal worker and I shoot someone, they don't try you as a postal worker. It's your job, right? So what they're saying is the immunity allows them to overuse their power. It allows them to be negligent as professionals. That's what the real fight should be. If we remove that, I guarantee you'll see these numbers change. I guarantee.
That'll never happen, though. That'll never happen.
They would be treated just like, I mean, you never know. You never know. State to state, you never know.
I don't think this is a surprise.
It can happen in a liberal state. It can happen in a liberal state.
America wants white cops to kill black men. So that's why it would never happen. That's why these are just slap on the wrist, for example. How many cops kill black people after this situation, after George Floyd? The police killings didn't slow down. They kept going and going and going and going. So of course they got to throw you a fish every once in a while.
Well, I think in this case with Derek Chauvin, everybody turned on him. Like a guilty plea verdict at that point was inevitable because his chief turned on him, the EMT turned on him.
They gave him a fish.
I mean, everybody turned on him. So it was kind of obvious that he was going to at least be found guilty. But
also the people showed him that they weren't fucking playing, and they demanded they was ready to burn their shit down. There was tremendous pressure. Had there been no protest, no media, no nothing, they wouldn't have done none of that shit. People had to wild out and create a tremendous amount of pressure and basically say like, nah, you're not, this is not gonna happen. They had to be afraid. That shit sets a precedence too. So they're like, if we let this fucker walk, they're gonna burn all these precincts down. And every once in a while, you got to be able to show that threat.
You know what's funny about that? Is all these protests they had around the world. They protested about this in parts of the world you wouldn't even imagine it would have did it. Everybody did all this shit, and this nigga gonna do 15 years.
All over the world.
And he's gonna get 15. And he's gonna do 15 years in 2021. This is why it doesn't put a smile on my face.
Never gotten 15 years.
I don't. What'd you say?
What cop has ever gotten 15 years?
That doesn't appease me. That doesn't make it better.
One guy in Minnesota got some time, but I forgot how much time it was. There was another officer.
It probably was black too.
What did that Amber lady get sentenced to?
Yeah, I have to look it up, but I think he got 20 years also.
I'm not saying it's not enough, but I'm not saying it's a complete L. That's all I'm saying. I'm somewhere in the middle. I'm not saying it was a complete L. I'm not saying it was enough. I'm somewhere in the middle.
I agree with Vic because usually they give us one or the other. Either the family's gonna get paid and the cop doesn't go to jail. But in this case, the family got paid and the cop went to jail. So I think it's somewhat of a win. We could have got more though. I think that they should have probably doubled down on the amount they gave the family and the 22 years maybe, but I don't know.
That's up to the family. That's up to the family and the attorney, though.
Right.
Like they got to.
They had to accept it. Yeah.
But now
they would not agree to let him sell his NFT, an NFT of reasonable doubt. They didn't let him do it. I'm fascinated by the whole thing because NFTs to me are very interesting right now. Like
They're very interesting, yes.
It's right. The whole idea that someone would buy something, a digital copy of something that everybody already has access to, just doesn't make sense to me.
But to say that you got a certificate to say that this is an original.
Right, but technically it's not an original. It's an original digital copy, but it's not an original
but it's
copy.
Respected, but it's respected as such.
Yeah.
Isn't the whole point of an NFT is that once you create that NFT, no one else could do that with that same NFT?
Well,
correct.
Correct. But an NFT is something that everybody
has. You can continue to sell an NFT.
Because you own it now.
And you'll get royalties.
That's why it's valuable. Right,
yeah, but you don't get royalties. That's the thing. You don't get royalties.
You don't get royalties, but you have the ability to sell it.
You own the blockchain. So of course you can keep selling the blockchain, but you do not have ownership where you get royalties off of the music.
You create your own royalties.
Right.
You own the NFT off the NFT. So for instance, I own the NFT. I sell it to Chris, right? For a certain amount. I still have the opportunity to, every time it's sold, I get a piece. That's what you're creating a blockchain. From what I understand, if I get the first NFT and I have it, I sell it to Chris. Chris sells it to Eric. He sells it to you. Every transaction, I'm getting a piece. And I think I may be wrong, but when I heard it broken down and explained, it's actual ownership of something, and that's why it's powerful. Because whenever it's sold, if you created that NFT, you can get a piece. From what I understand.
But the point of this is, Dame Dash owns a third still of Rockefeller Records.
Right.
So his beef is he doesn't understand why he can't sell NFTs and make money off of his third. And Jay-Z offered the man $1.5 million, which obviously Dame thought was a slap in the face. So he basically told him, take that shit back, bring me some more money back, then we can talk.
I don't think that he actually owns Reasonable Doubt. I think that's the stickler. I think he owns a portion of Rockefeller. I feel like I'm getting it wrong because I don't know if it's Rockefeller or Rock Nation.
No, he owns a portion of Rockefeller.
Okay,
Rockefeller,
so he owns a portion
of to do with Rock Nation.
So he owns a portion of Rockefeller, but Rockefeller owns the Reasonable Doubt. Dame doesn't. He owns 1/3 of Rockefeller. He doesn't own 1/3 of the actual Reasonable Doubt.
But he's trying to sell some NFTs associated with
reasonable doubt.
Yes,
right.
But
which might be included in his 1/3.
Yes, he's
you can't sell an asset of a company individually. We all know that. Like we don't need an attorney to tell us that. Like I can't sell an asset. Right, you can't do that. It's not just
all he's trying to do is all he's trying to do.
But he got to do it through the corporation.
What he wants to do is to show the value within, so someone can make an offer for his third. That's all he really wants to do. He's trying to bolster up.
Okay, so why not just sell your third? Why not just sell your third?
Because he feels like 1.5 is not enough.
That is enough. Yeah.
Dion, what he did is low key brilliant. He's out there with this dude. They got fucking beef, right? He's saying, all right, buy me out. He's like, he's lowballing him because Jay-Z don't want to see him win and give him big money, what he deserves. So what he's doing is, I'm trying to auction off my third to show you the value. So when he does that, he can turn around and say, this is the market.
Yeah, exactly.
And listen,
technically,
people are willing to pay me $10 million for an NFT, and you got to give me $10 million to buy me out.
This is karma if you think about it, because remember the whole issue was all Jay-Z wanted was Reasonable Doubt, and he was giving them the rest of it. So technically, this is kind of karma, because they should have just let him have Reasonable Doubt, and they could have had everything. So T-Pain he did a documentary. I guess in the documentary he mentioned that back in 2013 he was on the same flight as Usher, and Usher got the flight attendant to go wake him up. And the whole purpose was for Usher to tell T-Pain that he ruined music for singers, for real singers. What's interesting though is T-Pain can actually sing. Have you guys ever heard him sing? He can sing.
Yeah, he can sing.
He can sing.
He has a really good voice.
He can sing. He can rap. He can make music. He can play instruments.
Creative, yeah.
Yeah, he can actually he's actually very talented. But I guess
he's a
lot of
great
people feel
producer.
like the auto-tune ruined, that era, because he rode a nice little wave with auto-tune.
Yeah, Chris tried to tell me that T-Pain didn't father styles for people like Future. And
I did not say that.
Other auto-tune / singer rappers.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which he
did not create auto-tune, but that's
I didn't say
Time
out. He did not create auto-tunes, Chris. What I said was he was one of the first people, if not the first, motherfucker to bring auto-tunes to hip-hop, is what I said.
Facts. Yeah. He started a whole
wave. Yeah, I agree, Vic.
Whatever. Honestly, that's not even arguable. That's not arguable.
Have you ever heard Future without auto-tunes?
No.
He's not a singer. He's
motherfucker dude, he got R&B. He got plenty of songs where he's singing.
He's not we're not gonna do that.
Absolutely was the pioneer and all that shit. Damn fucking right. There wouldn't be no Future without T-Pain. Fucking fact. 100%.
Why this is a big deal is because T-Pain says that it caused him to fall into a state of depression for quite some time.
He said for 4 years.
It impacted him in a pretty big way. But Usher's, if this is true, Usher's not the only person that feels that way. A lot of people have, talked about, the auto-tune kind of ruining music.
Jay-Z made a whole fucking song about it.
This is a great subject.
Just the auto-tune. Come on, man. Yeah, T-Pain got a lot of clapback and a lot of hate over that shit.
He made a lot of great music too, but this is a great, great subject because this is the difference to when, and this is why it annoys me when a lot of people get so sensitive to the things I say. Like, oh, you're attacking somebody when I make comments about a certain artist or something, or you're attacking somebody, you're being negative towards them, blah, blah, blah. There's a difference between having an opinion and directly telling somebody something fucked up like that. Like if Usher if he would have said it in a different light, I don't even think it would have impacted him like that. But for him to directly sit T-Pain down and tell him, you fucked up music for singers, that was like, I don't want to call it deliberate, because maybe Usher didn't know what he was doing, but that was evil as fuck. For you to tell, and even though y'all probably is the same age or not too much of an age difference, Usher is an OG. So for an OG to do that, that's I don't know. That made me look at Usher side eye for real, because that shit
I think he hating.
You think
Usher just mad because he couldn't do the shit.
The thing is, he tried to do the shit. After that's the biggest part about it. He tried to make songs that sound like T-Pain and stuff. So I think he did become frustrated. And maybe he came from a place of hate, because I don't think
Hold up. Don't Usher have songs with T-Pain?
I think he does.
I don't think so. I'm not sure.
Oh, no, that's Lil Jon probably. That's Lil Jon. Yeah,
Lil Jon. I was thinking right?
But
that's Lil Jon.
Here's my thing. I think there may be a collab where like they weren't even in the same studio. You know how music is now. Like I'd have a song with you and never talk to you a day in my life. You know what I'm saying? Like it's different now. Where like they could be on the same song and they never met if it's a collaboration. So like if Lil Jon, T-Pain, and they have like a collab song like that. But here's my fucking point. The reason why that shit was incredibly fucking hateful, because Usher was already rich. He was already famous.
Exactly.
He was already Usher. He's set. And he already had his lane. and he can sing. So there was no reason for him to even come at dude like that.
Yeah.
So like that was extra. T-Pain should have punched him in his fucking face right on the goddamn
You
plane.
took the words out of my mouth.
Opinion.
Yeah, he should have definitely tested his chin.
What the fuck you
He
said?
should have tested his chin.
Like, the fuck is wrong with you?
You know what he said to him? So these are T-Pain's exact words. He said,
T-Pain?
I know T-Pain. So he said, so I got up and I went back. He was like, oh, how's everything going? Quick small talk, no big deal. And he was like, man, I want to tell you something. I thought he was about to tell me something real. He sounded real concerned. Then he was like, man, you kind of fucked up music. So T-Pain was basically saying how he didn't understand. He said, because Usher was his friend. And so he said he thought it was joking, and he kind of made like a nervous laugh. And Usher looked at him and said, nah, man, you really fucked up music for real singers. And he was like, oh, you're serious? And I guess Usher said, yeah, man, look what you did. Look what you're doing. And he took that, he took it to heart, and it bothered him. He said started a 4-year bout of depression.
Yeah,
I think they ought to do a fucking versus. Well, Usher versus fucking T-Pain, and let T-Pain do what he do.
So you want to do another Gucci versus T.I.? A Gucci versus T.I. basically never get a shit on. Even though he's gonna lose, he know he's gonna lose.
I think they squashed that, number one. Who did T-Pain already do a live with?
With Lil Jon.
Right, and he kind of struggled.
I mean, that's Lil Jon though.
He don't need that. Exactly. What do you think Usher gonna do?
That'd just be personal though. Yeah, that'd be a slaughter. It'd be a slaughter. Yeah, it'd be a slaughter.
Right. That's he don't need that smoke. But I think Usher was just way too over the top with that shit. Anyway, like I think that shit was lame as fuck for him to say, for him to do. I think that was a knee-jerk. It was a prisoner of the moment, because I think what happened was when T-Pain came out and he was doing all that, and then everybody else was trying to do all that, you had a lot of artists that probably didn't have the talent that were using that to hide. But at the end of the day, you won't have longevity if you don't put out quality music. So I think the imposters faded away. The wannabe T-Pain faded away. Some found ways because they had talent. Like a dude like Future is talented. Ain't nobody trying to say he a T-Pain copycat or none of that, because that's not accurate. That's not even true. But T-Pain he created a lane that other artists could say, oh shit, I could do that, and they could have success. And to me, there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, that's true.
There's nothing wrong with that. It's like all these dudes mad at these little Migos and all those type of rappers. It's just that angry dumb shit. Like, oh, Migos is trash, mumble rap, blah, 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 blah. There's a lane for the music. If you don't like the lane, that's cool. Stay in your lane, but don't try to shit on another lane because your punk ass don't get it. I don't ride with that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't look at these young rappers and be like, oh, all that shit is trash. That's not true. Plenty of that shit is banging. Not all of it is for me, so I don't listen to it. You know what I'm saying? And it's just that simple. Don't fuck with it if it ain't for you, but don't try to shit on a genre. Don't try to shit on people who are actually putting out good music that got millions of fans that rock with that shit. It's lame.
I wonder what type of glasses Usher was wearing, because you have to be wearing the most bougiest glasses to have a stewardess go wake a motherfucker up to tell me that I ruin music. Like, I would have leaned in and been like, you woke me up to tell me I ruin music? Like, I don't know
about Usher though.
You know what he was wearing?
A lot about Usher.
It says a lot.
You know what he was wearing? You know what he was wearing, Chris? He was wearing a velour sweatsuit.
And a man bag. I guarantee it. Real shit. With them Crocs you showed, probably. With them KC Crocs.
But it says a lot about Usher. You got to be a fucked up individual to wake somebody up or tell somebody, I'm not paying attention to that shit. To have somebody come to you just to tell them you don't like some shit that they do.
That's some, you know what? Our shit is
some arrogant
our
shit.
Our name is arrogant, but goddamn,
that's another level of arrogance.
That's not arrogant. That's not arrogant.
We forget who raised Usher though, so we shouldn't be too surprised.
Yeah.
Fucking Puff raised Usher.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that level of arrogance come from that type of motherfucker.
Yeah, but that also tells you that Usher is self-conscious about his own shit, because that means that he thought about that shit before. Like he had to been thinking that shit probably for months before he even saw T-Pain. Like for somebody to actually be like, oh wait, that nigga is on the plane with me. Somebody go grab him, tell him to come up here. Like it was a thought before that moment. Like
that's because it was personal.
And then all of a sudden people stopped using them. So it's probably a conglomerate of motherfuckers who felt that way.
Oh no, he talked about it. He felt like he was blacklisted in the industry. But,
he ate a lot of shit. A lot of people were against him. That's why he thought Usher was a friend. So when Usher turned on him and did that, he was like, wow, which is understandable. And that's why he was in a state of depression. I saw an interview with him. Let me tell you, he's a smart motherfucker.
Yeah.
He's a beast.
He's talented.
He's a beast. But it talks to others' insecurity. But what I was trying to say is, I'm not sure it's even that deep with Usher, because he's probably influenced by other people. It could have been, he could have had a conversation with Diddy and been like, yo, he ain't shit because of blah, 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 blah. And he was like, yeah, you're right. And when he saw him, he was like, blah, 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 blah,
That's
blah.
my point. That means it was like before he saw him, it was literally embedded in his mind. Like you worried about what the next man doing so much that when you see him now, you feel the need to put his shit down. Like that's some kind of mental fucked up shit.
Absolutely. Where I may feel that way deep down inside, because we cool and I don't want to see you lose, I'm not going to put that shit in your brain. You know what I mean? Like, even if you feel that way, even if you see another artist, or like, you know, we all collaborate with people. I may see someone pumping their business and blah, blah, blah. And I may in my own mind think, I don't like the way he do that shit. I don't like the way he move and blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to be like, yo, I don't like the way you move. Man, it's my business. I'm going to just be like, yo, good luck. Do your thing.
And also, let me tell you another reason why I think it's hate, because I think Usher is just a little upset that his shit just ain't nice no more, because plenty of fucking singers are still making great music and still getting paid. Fucking Bruno Mars, Anderson .Paak, fucking Weeknd. These motherfuckers are still hot, still making music.
Yeah, but hold on. They're way younger than Usher. They're not the same age. Usher's
this was back in 2013 too. This is back.
They're finding a way to make.
I understand that.
Music Usher made though.
No, I understand. But what I'm saying, Vic, is that people are still singing without auto tunes and being successful. Usher just fucking hating.
At the moment, he was hating because
he. Remember though.
Here's the thing.
We're taking this out of context too as well.
Yeah.
You got to remember the year, the time.
2013.
In that time, there was an influx of auto-tuning to the point where artists started complaining. So it's in a vacuum. You can't think of today. It was in a vacuum. There was a bunch of artists auto-tuning. Jay-Z made a song. A bunch of dudes was like, yo, that's bullshit. That's fake music. A bunch of people came out against it after T-Pain had his success, because he launched a genre of copycats, which is not his fucking fault. So that's where that came from. But the point is that for Usher to say you ruined music, it was a stupid comment. It was terrible to say.
Well, the rappers are
someone you consider your friend.
The rappers hated it so much. Just imagine how the R&B singers felt. And that's where it came from a place to hate. It came from a place from where we had to work hard. I had to take singing lessons. I had to really sing and stuff. And you get to play auto-tune and make these hits. That's exactly where it came from. And he saw
absolutely.
That's why it's so fucked up, because he can sing. It's not like T-Pain can't sing. He just decided to put something on his voice, but he can still sing. So it's not like he still didn't have to work hard. You know what I'm saying?
Other artists didn't have to work hard.
I still say it's hating.
That you guys said didn't have to work hard.
I still say it's hating in 2013, because in 2013 we had artists like Justin Timberlake.
Yeah, I was just getting ready to look it up.
You had other artists that were singing some. Robin Thicke was out there.
Listen, here's where the real hate came from. I'm gonna break. Hold on, Eric. I'm gonna break it down for you. Here's where the real hate came from.
Oh, that's Tank.
When that shit started happening, hip hop artists started changing their hooks. And when they started putting, so let me give you the real where this hit came from. That shit woke hip hop artists. They started realizing what was happening, and they started realizing that they could start harmonizing their hooks. And once they started adding harmony to their hooks and singing on their hooks and using all this and doing all of that, it blended the genre to hip hop, R&B, and them R&B motherfuckers was living.
Yeah, they didn't like that shit. Plus, we don't need you no more for everything. We don't need you for no more everything. We can sing our own shit.
Well, think about it like this. I'm at an award show. I was getting R&B plaques. Now it's hip hop and R&B.
Yeah, so add competition to you. Yeah, add competition.
Yeah, Drake.
I've been a classical singer. I took fucking classes all my life. I busted my ass. I did auditions, and I'm up here with Bone Thugs and fucking Harmony for a fucking award.
Wait a second, and now Drake's a better singer than me?
Definitely. I mean, I guess we don't agree with hate. Yeah, that's it.
They don't like that. They don't like that shit. And T-Pain, he's not the creator, but he helped that shit. He gave that shit a whole vibe where he helped blend the hip hop and R&B to a different level. Where before T-Pain
was a superstar.
T-Pain was a superstar. Pain is motherfucking roses. Teddy Pain.
Yeah.
Teddy Pain got a new song on the radio.
Hey, listen, I was in Florida from 04 to 08, and that shit was
T-Pain. Yeah, T-Pain had. He was the king of the strip club. King of the strip club. He had all the stripper music.
We put that shit in a whip on the way to South Beach. We was
Party King at the time.
Shit. You put T-Pain on and what was the club? Mansion. Mansion.
Anywhere with strippers, anywhere with money.
Lit. Hell yeah. Lit. Scarlet's, Cheetah. Lit. Tootsie's. Lit. You put T-Pain on.
Hey, but all that, with that being said, with all this music shit we was talking, ain't none of these motherfuckers better than Lil Wayne. I just have to say that before we got out of here.
Listen, people.
I have to give the GOAT some love. You know what I'm saying? Bah. Get the GOAT some love.
And on that note, folks, we definitely want y'all to hit the like button, subscribe, share, comment. We love to comment back. Don't pay attention to Chris and all that GOAT talk. Because everybody knows Lil Wayne looks like a GOAT.
That's facts too.
He ain't the GOAT, but he just looked like one. So I guess we can call him the GOAT. He the closest GOAT looking like motherfucker we got in music.
Okay, you taking that shit way too far.
Yeah, so he does look unhealthy.
We should call him Billy from this point moving forward. That's what motherfucker.
Yeah, we should. He is the GOAT.
Billy back.
Billy back.
That's good. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Y'all showing them love. That's what I'm talking about.
Until next time, we love y'all. We'll see y'all next week. Arrogant Underdogs, we out. Y'all be safe.
Be safe out there. Eric Pastor, you can lift this nigga.
Always.
Hey, let me get a hit of that stage, homie.
Oh, man.